Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a topic that honestly feels completely like it belongs in a sci-fi movie, but it's actively unfolding in our world right now. I want to start by taking you back to a truly terrifying true story from 2023, because it perfectly illustrates exactly what we're dealing with here.
So put yourself in this scenario for a second. You're just at home, going about your normal day. Your phone rings. You look down, and the caller ID shows your son's name. You answer, but instantly your stomach just drops. On the other end of the line, your son sounds completely frantic. I mean, he's crying, his voice is visibly shaking, and he's practically begging for help. He tells you he's in deep trouble and desperately needs $10,000 for bail money, like right now. You know his voice. You can literally hear the sheer panic in his breathing. The emotion feels undeniably, terrifyingly real. So, out of pure terror and, a parent's instinctual love, you do what anyone would do. You don't hesitate for a single second. You wire the $10,000 immediately to the account they gave you, just to make absolutely sure he's safe. But a little while later, after the adrenaline finally starts to wear off, you discover the unthinkable. Your son is safely at home. He's been sitting right there the entire time, completely fine. He never actually made that phone call. Can you imagine that overwhelming wave of profound confusion clashing with your absolute relief? Which leaves us with a totally chilling question. Whose voice did you actually hear on that phone? The answer? An artificial intelligence. Okay, let's dive into this, because understanding how a machine pulled off this perfect, devastating scam is both completely fascinating and, frankly, deeply alarming.
Section 1. How AI learns you in your unique fingerprint. For thousands of years, your human voice was completely impossible to duplicate. It acted as your ultimate unique fingerprint. But today, the technology has fundamentally shifted. AI doesn't just record your voice anymore, it actively learns it. Let's look at exactly how it does this in a highly sophisticated three-step process. Step 1 is sample collection. The AI system gathers recordings of your target voice. And get this, some cutting-edge models now need mere seconds of audio, literally just a quick clip from your social media to get to work. Step 2 is feature extraction. This is where it gets crazy. The AI breaks your voice down into pure numbers. It extracts precise data on your pitch, the specific frequencies you hit. Actually, scratch that. It's way more granular than that. It learns the subtle rasp in your throat and even your unique unconscious breathing habits. Every tiny sensory detail you produce becomes mathematical data. And finally, step 3, neural network learning. The AI uses deep learning to build a highly complex model of your voice. It essentially learns the exact, intricate relationship between any given string of text and your specific vocal fingerprint, allowing it to generate brand new sentences that you have never, ever actually spoken. Section 2, sound, speak, and feel. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it breaks down the complexity of human speech. To make a synthetic voice actually sound alive and human, AI had to overcome 3 massive hurdles. We take these 3 distinct layers for granted every time we open our mouths. So let's walk through this crucial rule of 3. First, the AI has to master how you sound. This is the physical stuff, the pitch, frequency, and rhythm that are inherently shaped by the unique biology of your specific vocal cords and mouth shape. Second, it has to master how you speak. This one is absolutely vital for realism. Think about it. If you heard Morgan Freeman's deep, resonant voice speaking with the frantic cadence of a hyper 5-year-old, your brain would instantly know it was fake, right? So the AI has to learn your personal speaking quirks, where you naturally pause to collect a thought, and how you emphasize specific words in a sentence. And third, the final and most difficult hurdle, how you feel. Early AI always sounded super robotic, but researchers figured out how to teach AI the way emotions physically alter the human voice. It knows exactly how happiness raises your pitch or how fear shortens and quickens your breathing. It isn't just speaking anymore, guys. It's performing. Section 3, the two-sided coin. Because AI can now perform human emotion so perfectly, this technology really operates as a massive two-sided coin. On one hand, we are seeing tremendous, life-changing benefits. Voice cloning is providing unprecedented accessibility. Just imagine giving a voice back to someone who's lost the ability to speak due to a debilitating illness like ALS, allowing them to sound exactly like themselves again when talking to their loved ones. Or consider parents being able to record children's books in their own voice to play when they're traveling for work. It's totally revolutionizing audiobooks and making instant, seamless, beautifully natural language translation possible globally. But on the flip side, the exact same neural networks are fueling deeply malicious uses. They're powering dangerous deepfakes, generating unauthorized commercials that steal a celebrity's digital likeness without permission, and facilitating devastating financial scams, exactly like that $10,000 ransom call we talked about earlier. It is an incredibly powerful tool that is actively being weaponized.
And we really have to recognize where this is heading next. We are rapidly moving toward the era of the digital human. A digital human is essentially a virtual person that combines this perfectly cloned emotive voice with lifelike avatars, animated facial expressions, and perfectly synchronized lip movements to interact almost exactly like a real human being. Tech companies are already building fully virtual customer service representatives and AI video presenters that look and sound entirely real. But if AI can completely recreate your voice and, very soon, your entire face and expressions, well, we have to seriously consider the deep implications on identity and consent. What happens to your very identity when it can be perfectly replicated and controlled by a machine?
Section 4. Protecting your digital identity. Right now, we are in a massive legal gray area. Because there are virtually no laws that currently protect your voice from being cloned by strangers, the burden of protection is entirely on us. You don't own your voice the way you own a copyright. So the crucial point is, we need a survival guide for the future. First, be incredibly careful what you upload online. Every public video, every podcast appearance, every unsecured voice note, it's all potential training data for someone to use. Second, and honestly this is the most actionable step you can take today, verify through other channels. If you ever get an urgent, scary request for money from someone you trust, hang up the phone immediately. Then call them back on a known, trusted number. Or implement a shared, secret family code word that only you all know. Never trust audio alone anymore. Third, actively demand strong authentication, like multi-factor biometrics, from your banks and large organizations. Fourth, support voice cloning regulation and legislation in your local area. And finally, learn to detect fake audio artifacts. Actively train your ear to listen for unnatural breathing patterns, awkward, slightly too long pauses, or slightly robotic pronunciations in the audio you consume. As AI systems continue to aggressively improve, the hardest challenge ahead won't be building smarter AI. It will be learning when to actually trust what we hear and when to verify it. I want to leave you with this haunting thought. Seeing is no longer always believing. And soon, hearing may not be either. We're entering an entirely new era where our own human senses can be actively hacked, and our constant awareness and healthy skepticism are our absolute best defenses. If a machine can steal your voice today, what part of your digital identity will it be able to replicate tomorrow? If you enjoyed this explainer, please like and subscribe Beyond AI.